Alright, I'm back. It's a town dog, and I'm gonna see if I can do another little small flight this morning. I don't really have time, but I'm gonna try it anyway. It's gonna be a pretty good little flight. I'm gonna leave out here I'm in Camden, Tennessee at Meadowlark Airport. Little gray strip. It is 9:10 I'll be leaving out here, going through Port Campbell, Kentucky, or Campbell Air Force Base. It'll be on a heading of about 050 to it. I'll go through it to a VOR, to ADF NDB on the other side. It's called Honey Grove, and the frequency is 356.0. It's Hopkinsville, Kentucky. I'll be leaving Hopkinsville on a heading of about 085. In the Bowlind Green, which the VOR is BGL, it's 11790 high. Plenty of range. It'll probably reach from right here. But we'll wait till we get up to Campbell to start it. Use it. Bowling Green is Warren County Regional. KBWG. Altitude is 441 feet. Look like I got here. I wrote it down. I can't read my own writing. We got runways 3, 21, 12, and 30. And the 3 has got an ILS of 10875. And the heading is 032. Now we're going to try to do that this morning. I've got this thing started. Now, I did not restart the simulator. I have no idea if it's going to fly, it's going to act silly, it's going to quit, what it's going to do. It's been sitting there for 4 days, ain't been moved. So anyway, we to try it one time. I'm sitting here in my same little biplane I always try to use. Let's see if we can get this thing out of here. We're going to try to get out here and get it untied, get it ready to go. Already pretty well done the introduction on what we're going to do. So let's see if we can get this right here going. We got the chocks on, the wheel covers and the wheels and the tie downs and covers on the seat. Let's see if we can get all this off. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to take the cover off the seat, see if it's got anything squirrels in it this morning out here in those woods. Let's take the cover off the seat. Okay, that's got the cover off the seat. Now we need to get these chocks and put them away. Let's see if we can find a place to put them. We're going to put them in a little garbage baggage compartment right there. So now we can take everything off, put it away. Going to take off the tie downs and put them away. Now let's get the wheel chocks out right there, get them away. All right, we got everything out of the way. We're about ready to put out in this hole. We got to get in there and start it up now. Let's close that little door there, and let's let the co-pilot get in first. He's in. All right, now I'm gonna get in. Now I'm in, and we're both in. All right, we're gonna see if he'll ride today and behave like I was talking about a minute ago. Let's see if we can get this thing started up now out of here. Let's go to the 2D cockpit. Right there, and let's see if we can let's turn the power on here, and then we're going to turn the fuel to rich and the fuel on, magnetos on, and we're going to try to start this big bird up. All right, we got it running. Let's see if we can get some lights and stuff on in here. That's all that'll come on right there. It's good enough. Now it's ready to go. Now, back outside the planes. Move this thing to a runway. Alright, here we go. Now we're going to hold off down this way here to this end down here because there's water to the end. If you're getting that water, it'll crash your plane. Let's stay away from that water. Move it down here to the runway and get this thing in the air and head out. Now, I'm going to stop on the edge of the runway out here and set everything up. I haven't set up yet, so we're going to do a little bit of that right here. Like I said, we're going to a little airport up here at Bowling Green, Kentucky. At the end of it, we're first going to go through Campbell Air Force Base on the way out. So that's what we got planned. All right, we'll stop right here, set the brakes, bring up the radio stack, and we got a DME outside of Air Force Base. The DME is, let me find it, 356. So we're going to set this right here on 356, the ADF here. Whoop, too far. Five, 3, 5, 6. There we go, right there. We're going to go ahead and set up a VOR, which will probably come on now, but we're not going to turn it on until after we pass Campbell and up to Honey Grove, I believe is what the name of it was. So let's get that set up next. Got a VOR of 11790. Put that right there, 11790. Put that right there. Both of them's active. We'll probably turn them off, just get them out of our, it's bothering us at first, and turn them back on after we get up to Honey Grove. We're going to leave here on a heading of 050, so let's get that set up. Let's see what we got here. The autopilot's there, and 050. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is hit runway heading. So let's set runway heading on this. Then I'll go 050 over here just to tell me which way to go later. By doing this right here, the radio stack on the needle on the left is the one that's going to be telling me which way I want to go. Oh, 050 over here though. Right there, that's the direction I need to turn once I get in the air. And we're going to set this on about 110 knots. That's where we're going to stay. We're going to climb out to about 2,500 feet. And I think that's where we'll be until I'm going to stop right. Well, I can't stop. Anyway, we're going to call it and let it go with this. So I'm back off the view a little bit more again. Here we go. All right, we're ready to get in the air. I do believe we're going to get in the air on runway heading. Then we're going to set up everything to go. Tail's up. Once the tail comes up, the plane will fly. Now we're going to set the airspeed. And we're going to set the altitude. If everything holds good, we'll set the runway heading. Hit this. Now we're going to come around to 050 and see if this thing will fly. Now we're going to fly out here a little ways. See where we at. I've got the ADF set up. The ADF is the gold needle on the right hand gauge at the top. And the green one is the nav2 VOR. Now it'll probably come on right away, but if it does, it don't matter. We're not going to it until we get past the Air Force Base and past up to the ADF. Then we'll turn that direction. So here we go. We're going to try to do this today. Get this done. This is a retake actually of yesterday. I'm going to try to get this takeoff scene. I screwed up the beginning of the video, and I'm going to cut it and put this onto it if I can. Just telling it like it is. I messed around and pulled the video view off. Video, anybody watched it and the views are not center. I actually bumped it off on the movie recorder, and I didn't know it till after I got 20 minutes into the game before I realized I was recording a stream. I really wasn't sure they was going to mess it up, so I let it go. And when I got there, it did. So after I realized it messed it up, it fixed it, and it was 24 hours before I could check it, so it stayed up online for that long before I caught it. Now we're putting it back up today, but I'm going to recut it, re-video it, put it all back together. Alright, the VOR just came on, but we're not going to the VOR. We're going to go to the ADF, which is the gold needle, which is not on yet. We'll fly this heading until it comes on. Now once we Out here across the Tennessee River I'm looking at, and the lakes, get across them. I am gonna go just a little bit to the left a minute and turn back to my heading. I've got something I'm trying to do in this recording to make it work out better. And this is what I'm going to have to do to make it work. Head toward that center channel on the other side there. I got to go out across that somewhat. I'll turn back to my heading here just a minute. Well, I just did actually. I must have been awful low to start with. I thought I was right. Anyway, there's where I want to be right there, and that's dead on the. Thought I had that on 050, but I didn't. Now, I'm drinking this coffee. Now, let's get out here across this river and see what we're doing. Like I said, ADF's not on yet. Well, got a lot of work to do today, so I gotta get out of here in a few minutes. Try to get this done. I'll finish my mowing. I done cut 5 acres this week. I've got to cut another half acre on another little lot. And then I'll be through mowing. Finish cleaning my windows in my rental property. I can get it back up and going. Clean the windows, get the paneling wiped down so I can get back in there and rent that out. I should have it ready in another week or so if I have time to work on it between that and my other family problems we got going on. Well, we're at 2,500 feet doing 110 knots, going on a heading of 050, and we're headed into, we're waiting on the ADF to come on for Honey Grove up in Campbell, Kentucky, just outside of it. Honey Grove is, let's see what that is. It's Hopkinsville. So we'll be going up into Hopkinsville, cross Campbell into Hopkinsville, and then we'll make our way back the rest of the way around. We're waiting on that ADF to come on. Gotta have it before we know where we're going. This is just a general direction, not an exact by a long shot. It could be off quite a bit, could be dead on. We don't know. As long as I'm going that direction, it will come on sooner or later. Get a little more down view on it. We can see the scenery a little better. Look at that water down there. A little wind blowing on the lake this morning. Got an airport in front of me, which I have landed at before. I remember flying up here a few months ago. Heck, might have been a year ago. Landing on that airport there and searching out these airports. Been a while. I think we went from here up into Kentucky on the east side. This time we're going up into Campbell, which I spent my basic training in Fort Campbell a few years ago, back in 1966. Okay. Now, see if we can find this airport up here. ADF hadn't come alive yet. I've got the ADF at 356. That's what's on here. Should be right. When I get within 40 miles of it, it'll come on. Give or take a little. We climb another 500 feet. Looks like let's go up to 3,000. The higher you get, the better your signals work too. He's up to about 3,000. Can't get much volume in my. This thing got pretty good sound. It doesn't sound very loud to me. This ain't bad about turning stuff off on me here lately. Wide open there, that's good enough there. Not very loud on my system. There you go, my headset was off. Thought that sucker was a little low. It wasn't off, it's turned down. I done checked it, but I hit the finger on the wrong button. Now I got it. That don't change the sound on those videos, so it just changes my sound. That ADF was about 10 miles past the airfield on a different airfield. But there we go. ADF just came on, and it's up that way. That means we're probably a little low for the airstrip too. So I'm gonna turn toward the ADF a little bit. Could be 5 degrees over that way toward that ADF. So I think my first process on heading is a little off. It don't matter as long as it goes to ADF now, so the rest of it don't matter anyway. I wouldn't mind passing over the air peel, but if I don't, I just don't. Trying to get this in. Same time get my breakfast down. Get out of the house here in an hour or so. May go check on my sister. She's probably not going to come back home. She's in the hospital. Go check on her today. A few minutes. I got so much to do. I'm gonna have to get back here and try to do something. But I need to check on her first. Make my way up to Jackson General. Spend a little while up there. See how she's doing. Check the rest of the family is up there, I think. Part of them. I think only one of them has came down, I think. The other two supposed to be. But I don't know. The way she is, she could lay there an hour. She could lay there 5 years. You don't know. Nobody does. And the people that can't afford, I know that don't supposed to come into play here, but it does. I guarantee you, in everybody's life. But for the people that can't afford to miss that time, they come down now, and then when time does come, they have to come. They have trouble doing it because financially, they done strapped themselves doing it the first time. I understand that. I'm close enough that I can run up and back on quarter tank gas or less. What they got 10 hours or so driving to get there. Get this video done, get out of the house. Check our tire and air my tires and fuel and gas and oil and take off. I filled it up the other day, so it should be in good shape. The oil should be alright. Water, make sure everything's alright. Just ain't a long trip, but you don't want to string out not knowing. At least get that first check. Try and clean up a rental property. I've had it over a month working on it, peddling with it. I say working, I work 2 or 3 hours, quit and come home because it's my age, 72, and you don't work very long before you get tired. I don't. I come home, like doing that yesterday, I mowed 2 acres of land, plus spent a little time messing around in the rental property. I gotta get back over and touch up a little paint. The bathroom I painted it, but then I did tile board. Now I gotta touch up the paint where I bumped it putting the tile board up. That's no problem. 10 minutes. Clean the floors, the vanity and the commode, change the seat, and that part will be ready to go. But then I got carpet shampoo, wipe all the paneling down, probably with furniture polish, make it look shiny, new as possible. It won't look new. Been taking down so much because it's over tore up. I'll just take them down. Better not to have them that look like they do now. I've got them all down now. Clean all the windows, hang blinds, shampoo the carpets, clean the kitchen cabinets. A little bit of work outside to do. Sounds like a lot, but it is. But they've been there 5 years. I collected enough money on the house to pay for it during that time. And it's already paid for, so I'll see what I can do to get it back up and running. I had to put an outside air conditioning unit on it. A split unit to put the outside part on. Condenser coils. Compressor. Got that going. But the one I took out to replace was put in there when the house was built in the 60s, so it's done its job. It's been down for at least 2 years. People was living in it. Rather use window units anyway, so they didn't complain. They just let it stay down. I fixed it a few times, and they quit calling, and I quit going. I actually thought it was still probably working. These little repairs, but still fixable. Turned out it wasn't. But I figured it was. I hadn't got to the point to prove that it hadn't, because they quit complaining. As long as I think it's working, I'm not going to be over there messing with it. But now I got to have it going for the next family and make it what I would call respectable and presentable. And that's what I'm after. I done mowed the yard twice. It's been empty for 6 weeks. This will be 6 weeks. Usually I get a house like that ready in 2 weeks, but that's usually I'm knocking 10 years off my abilities too. That 10 years have made a big difference in what I can do. Let's see what I got here. Talk to you later. I'm back. My son, he checking with his mom about something they wanted to do, and I think he's going to take me down to see my sister where I won't have to drive. I was going to do it and I wasn't even going to call him, but he had rather I did, to be honest with you. Alright, there's an airport on my right. There's probably that Air Force base I was looking for. And I'm going to be just a very few miles now from, yeah, that's it, I think. It showed that cross. Pretty sure that's it. Campbell Air Force Base, or maybe Fort Campbell under me there. I took basic training at Fort Campbell. I don't know exactly where everything's located, because like I said, that was years ago. There's something under me here, though. It's got a military look to it. And it's not on the air base, I don't think. Or not. I know it ain't on the air base. I never saw the air base the time I was taking basic training. And the other side would be the city. So, see it right back there. It looks like a military compound to me. It's laid out like a compound. Not quite as many buildings as I'd expect, but that'll work as a city or worse. That's not it. Alright, now let's go to the ADF and turn out on a heading of 085, then we'll worry about that VOR. Now the ADF is on a airport, which right now the nav 2 gold needle is showing 3 to 5 degrees to my left to the DME, which that's good. That puts us on that side. We'll be leaving that on 085, so let's turn this to 085 so we know which way we're going to be leaving it. Right there's the direction we got to leave it. If we pass it here, it'll be already on that side. It'll be behind us already as soon as we pass. We'll turn into 085 and track it out. But watch the gold needle come around. Gold needle on the right hand on the nav 2 is pointed about 5-6 degrees to my left. It looks like moving already. Now that is a airport in front of me, which is an airport at the ADF. The ADF is Honey somebody. I forgot. Honey Grove. I just turned my water up nicely and poured water down my collar. That was nice. Get ready and go with my son's here in a little bit. He'll take me up to Jackson. Spend a few hours, come back, try to get back in time to cut my yard today, so I can get back on that rental property, clean it up at least tomorrow, if not some today. Get them windows clean, get that paint touched up, the floors clean in the bathroom. Then I can start getting the rest of the house ready to go. Try to polish a little paneling down, make it look decent. Clean up the baseboards, do the carpet, shampoo it, and hope it turns out usable. If not, I'll have to replace part of it. Some of it needs replacing, I guarantee that. If I can clean it and make it work, I won't replace it. Won't know till I clean it and see what it looks like. And I'm pretty sure I can get the 3 bedrooms usable. So from there, living room, hallway, I may have to replace it. It was the last one I replaced too, but I used a cheap carpet. It didn't hold up that well, but yet I got a lot of years out of it too. It's been worth its money already. This time I'll probably price it and tell a guy to come out and put it down. I don't want nylon. I learned that. I put nylon in my house and I ain't been able to use that room. My wife's got allergies and she cannot go in that room with that nylon carpet. So it's been 5 years or so and we ain't used that room for nothing but except storage. Now I gotta get that out of there. I'm fixing to put a hardwood colored linoleum tile or planks in there, I think, what makes them do. I'll probably put it all the way through the house. Buy enough at one time, do the whole thing, so it won't run out. Start at one end, work my way through, fixing the floors before they're bad underneath it, and let that know you want it. Start that, and got to do some roof work on this thing too. Where are we? Check the scenery around us. Right there's a little city on our left. The ADF is coming around a little bit. As it comes around, we move into the right direction to travel out. It is on our left, so that means it's in that city, over toward that city over. Airport is on the other side. I don't see an airport, to be honest with you. It's not up here. Should be one at that ADF, though. Which would be right out there somewhere. I think I see a place out there look like an airport. Uptown over here on the other side. In the middle of it, yeah, I see it. That's where the ADF will be located. We're going to bring the ADF around to, let's see where we need that ADF set. We're going out on 085, and we need 265 on the back end. That's where it needs to be, I believe. So the back of the needle needs to point 265 while I'm turning to the back of the needle on 085. Should be right. Sounds right too. It's what I've been doing out of Memphis, come to think of it, going across the country. I need to get on the other computer a few minutes with my checkbook. I also got to pay, well, I guess I ain't got to pay a light bill today, but I got to pay some light bills. One here and one at rental property. They come in yesterday. I'll go take care of them. Life's getting in my way. I can't do my playing. But that's the way it is. Just have to sort of go with it. Go with the flow. All right, the needle, the gold needle is coming around. I said 265. Two 7 at the bottom. Halfway between the 7 and the 6. 265. 27. 24, 27. 2726 would be one east of it, or south of it. 285. No, but the other side of it, silly. 265, not 285, I'm right. One south of it. Coming around, we'll be turning here in a minute. Preparing to bring it around. Needle is at 31, 300. Coming up on 290. That's 290. 280. Coming on 280. 285. 280. I'm going to turn about 10 degrees. Alright, we're at 275. 265 is 5 degrees. Come on around. Zero 065, I believe I said, or 065, 085. 085 is what I said. 085. We're right on the money there. We're coming around to 085. Alright, we're in pretty good shape, front and back, right there. Right there. Now, let's set up our VORs now. Let's see where we at. There's my questionable heading right there where I turned to. Let's see how bad I missed it. It is straight in front of me. The needle on the left is lined. You couldn't ask for that to be no better. And our distance to our airport, where we're going to, is 39 miles. And at this point, we need to start preparing for a landing. The runway heading, I said, was runway heading is 032, which is still in front of me somewhat. There's a runway heading there, so let's cut across to the, let's turn our plane crossways the runway for a few minutes. And move out that way. If I quit moving the wrong button. Turn around here to here. What I'm trying to do is bring the green needle on the left around to 032. Is what I'm trying to do to prepare my plane for approach. Get around the runway heading in front of the airport before I get there. The ILS is 10875, so let's set it up on standby. 10875, 875. Now that'll come on after I get under 28 miles. I can use that. But right now it won't be on, so I'll check it, but it ain't supposed to be on. So it's not on. Now, we stay with that right there and bring that green needle down to, and stay outside of 28 miles. Within 25 miles, I'll put that away. And we're 35 now. We're still closing on the airport as long as the green needle's above parallel. You're getting closer at all times, and I am getting closer. Moving the green needle down to 032, which will be runway heading, and ILS approach line. That is on VOR, not ILS, so it could be a little bit to either side of approach, but it'll get you in the right direction. Alright, we're at 34 miles out, coming on 34. We're still approaching, getting closer to the airport of VOR, and cutting crossways the runway to get us in line. We may have to turn and look for the crossways yet, because we don't want to get under 20 miles. This plane, 20 would be plenty though. Actually 10 would be plenty in this plane, but I like to hold extra coming in, make a wider berth around. And because when I'm flying a big plane, you've got to have that distance, or you really need it, whether you do have to have it or not. A lot of people don't use it, but it makes it easier on everything if you do. Bring our way around, come in. Anyway, we're still getting closer, and the needle is not moving very fast, so we're still going toward the airport pretty heavy. I believe I can use 5 degrees more away, so I'm gonna move away 5 degrees. That way, get the needle around a little quicker before we get there. I can always bring it back around at degrees as I get out there in line. 32 miles out. 32.1. 32 now. .1 down. Coming down. Get closer. Headed to Bowlind, Greem, Kentucky. Never been there in real life. I had a chance to go, I guess, but I don't think we had no free time at Fort Campbell, though. I don't think. Nothing. Had a little on base time. I don't know if very few people got anything off base, I think, if anywhere, because that was basic training. You just didn't get much free time. Free time was right there in the company area, most of it. I don't remember. It's been too long. You're talking a many year ago, 1966. I have trouble remembering what I had for breakfast. What do you mean 50 years ago? Still do pretty good for an old man, but I swear I'm getting slow. Give me another cup of coffee. Be right back. Oh, I see an airport off to my left. Don't know if that's it or not. It might be. It's about the right place. 27 miles. That looks too close for 27 miles, though. So it's probably a different one in there. I didn't check around to see how many was real close. I think it is 2 or 3 right there together, come think of it. Anyway, we'll fixing to 27. Let's see if this is on. It's not on. It's not on yet. BOR, I may have to, ILS, I may have to check, make sure I got that right. And so 108, I thought I had 10. I had 108.75. That's what I got there. It ain't on yet. It don't come on pretty quick. Within 24, I'm gonna start looking for something else. It's a BOR and ADF. May not be together either, so the ILS, I may not be in the same position. I don't remember exactly. See if it's on yet. It still ain't on. I may have to go back to the bookwork. Verified I got it right. $25 miles out. There we go. It's on. Now we can switch from BOR to ILS. Alright. And I can set that for approach. I have no mileage on ILS, so I can take nav2 back to VOR. And my DME comes back. Now, use the VOR for DME and the ILS for approach. They're not exactly together, but they're close enough that you know where you're at all times. Get this done where I can get this video started uploading. I have to rename it. Ready to get out of here in a few minutes. Alright, we got somebody coming into the server. DJ Low has joined the chat. Has joined the game. So he is in. Let's see what he's going to do today. Is he going to just come in on his own, or is he going to come in where we are? I don't see him nowhere yet. Alright. Too late for him to really mess us up very bad. If he was to try, I could probably ignore him now or kick him out and go on. Anyway, I wouldn't kick him out unless he flew through my plane a couple of times. That's about what it would take. Trying to get too close to me. Here we go. Alright, we are coming around to runway heading. 23 miles out. Doing 110. Altitude 3,000. I'll go ahead and approach at that altitude. I could approach anywhere between ground level and here, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna the higher you approach your altitude, your ILS, the more time you'll have to work the ILS if you need to. The higher you approach it, the further away you'll approach it. I generally, in my big planes, I approach at 4,500 above the airport, and it works at all times. If it don't work, it's not because of my distance and height. If something else happens, as a rule, it will work. I take airport altitude, add 4,500 to it, and that's where I approach from. As long as I got an ILS. Without it, then of course I have to get lower, closer, lower to find it and land it. Alright, we'll be turning here in a few minutes. The plane will turn itself into the ILS. I'm going to slow down to 90 right now. The plane will manage a little. Let's make it 85. 85 knots. I think I went up and settled down. Now I don't. Come on, quit jumping. There we go. Passing it. You click 3 times and gain 6, and you think you went, oh, there's that man right there. That's alright, he got in the video. That's alright, I don't mind him being in the video. We will be turning into the ILS here shortly. He thinks we're headed to that airport up there. Now he's coming back around. I hope he don't fly through my plane. I don't want to kick him out, but I will if he flies through my plane much. I'm too close to worry much about it. To be honest with you, I can ignore him for that matter. Well, I am personal server. Least he could do is honor the fact of other people. I don't know what he's flying. I've got him in a moon, he looks like. But I didn't look to see what it was substituted from to. past me like that, he probably did a follower in a jet. Alright, we'll be turning here shortly. The green needle is about 7 degrees, not over 8, above the runway heading now. Plane will automatically turn runway heading when it gets there due to the fact I've got it set to do that. The BOR is set to, on localizer, it'll pick it up when it lines ILS, it'll pick it up automatically. Now button is flying me into it, and the localizer is waiting on me to get there. Altitude is 3,000 feet. Runway heading is 032, and that's what we're set up on. But actually, the ILS will fly you the right heading no matter where you set it. Once you find it on the right place, it'll carry you to it. But the only way I can tell when I am in the right place is to have everything set where it's matching. And then what I'm looking at is what I'm actually doing. If you got it set wrong, you're looking at it, you're reading it wrong. You don't know where you're at. You set it up to match the runway heading, and it automatically tells you where you're at as long as you're on that side of the airport. My yellow needle on the left telling me that is the runway heading, and the bar says runway's in front of me. The green needle on the right says airport's over there where the runway heading is at, the same direction, so that's going to be right. I'm on the right side to turn into the runway, and the distance is 21 miles out, so I'm 21 miles from the runway. Actually from the VOR, which should be around the runway. Could be 10 or 15 miles off. I didn't look, but I don't think I think it's right on, pretty well right on the airport, so within a mile or so anyway, close enough to go by on reading distance. Once you get that close, we just locked the ILS. I think it was slow to 75. I think this thing will fly at about 65. I forget, it's been a while since I've done this. Here we go. Let's get inside the plane right here and get a little setup here. Now I'm gonna bring these tools back up. I gotta have them. At least those right there. Let's get the DME also. Now here we go. We're flying it into the airport. Airspeed is 75 knots. Now I can set this down the actual runway heading, so if I have to change over to it, it'll be already set right. Well, I don't turn it around the wrong way. Come on around there. Right there. 3, 2, right there. Now, if I have to switch over to it, it'll still be the right direction. I shouldn't have to, but if I have to. Now, we are on runway heading, 19.8 miles out. Airspeed is, now I'm gonna lower this here to 65. I think it'll fly at 65, that ain't a problem. I don't remember. It's my memory, that's how short it is. Fly it all the time, still don't know. Anyway, with 3,000 feet, needle on the right is the altitude. The airspeed is on the left, right above the bottom of the monitor. We got RPMs there. We got a horizon and a compass. Fuel, we've still got over about just under 3/4 tank. Anyway, let's take this thing in. All right, the runway bar is now landing, and we're waiting on an ILS glide slope. Now, if we don't get one, we'll have to fly it in ourselves. We should, but sometimes these ILSs do not have localizers, or localizers don't have a glide slope. So, and if it says VOR and it's DME only, it won't even fly your plane, just give you distance. All those different tolerances come into play. But right now we have DME, we have direction, we have navigation, direction, everything is right. We're waiting on a glide slope. Glide slope should be any time within the next few minutes. 18 miles out, we got a glide slope. On the left side, the gold needle has passed center, which means the plane is a little bit overshot the line, but it will come in there to it. The glide slope is the two little yellow diamonds, one on the left and one on the right of the nav one on the left side, beside the gold needle. Two little yellow diamonds are at the top. They've got to come down to the halfway point before the plane starts using them. I'll wait on it to move before I set the approach. The localizer is flying the direction, even though it's not turned like it should. It is on it. It should be doing it. I don't see it doing it, but it's supposed to be doing it. I'll see it slowly coming that way. I just don't. I don't see it moving though. It should be. On why it hadn't turned a little bit. I'm gonna turn the localizer off and back on. It could help that. Aha! Let's do a quick search here. It's gonna turn away and then it's gonna turn into it. I don't understand why it didn't actually grab, but it turned into it, but it never did localize the center of it. We're still waiting on the glide slope to come down. It is moving that direction now, though. It is moving into that bar. Had to give it a little wake-up call. I could set the approach, but if I do, as far as I'm concerned, it's too early to set it right. You have to reset it once the time is moved to be sure they work. We may have a little crosswind holding that bar off a little bit, making us stay a little bit away from it. We're flying toward it now, though. Slowly moving that direction right now, bringing the bar back to the center. We are not losing any altitude. We're doing good, so our airspeed is not too slow. If you get too slow, you start losing altitude, then you know you're too slow. But we're holding altitude. Everything looks fine. The bar's coming back toward the center on the left golden yellow needle. I believe the diamonds has moved just a little. Like once they start to move enough, I can tell they have moved. I can set the approach. Somewhere between the top, the center, and the next cross line will be a good time. Get this thing down while I can start uploading this video, and then I'm going to get out of here. I may have to wait later to finish it, or I can set it as a automatic. Alright, the bar is just about back to the center. This time she should stay a little closer to it. It still could overshoot a little bit, this way it does. All of them work like that. That's alright. This time it's got a hope of it for sure. It's going to overshoot it again, I believe. It's starting to turn back into it. I see the compass turning back into the bar. 14.3 miles out. Glide slopes, if it moved in, it's a very little. I can't tell it. I don't think. I thought they had, but maybe they hadn't. They'll move in a minute. By 8 miles, they'll be moving for sure. Maybe before that. Should be before that. About 12, it should be moving. 10, 12. Enough that you can tell it. Once I can tell they move, I set the approach. That's how I do it. I use them to tell me when to set it. If you set it while they're always at the top, unless they're already active, they're probably. Oh, hold on a minute. They put her back on air? They put her back on air? She was on 12 the other night. She was on at 12 after the other night. But they see it. Anyway, I'm doing a video off of something. Trying to make sure we do it. us to move. Wife explained she got a message from my sister. Actually, sounds like she's doing better than she was 2 days ago, so that's what I'm expecting, to be honest with you. Alright, we just lost 80 up on the other station, which we don't need no more. We're just past 40 miles from that station, apparently. We're still at 3,000 feet. We hadn't lost any altitude. Still flying at around 65 knots. Airspeed on indicators showing about 80. That must be miles per hour. It is. That's miles per hour, which knots is what they go by most of the time. But these old planes had miles per hour on a lot of them. And that's what it's got on it. So it's doing almost 80, 75 miles per hour, 65 knots. Actually, on my DME shows we're doing 68 knots. Ten minutes from VOR, which we're not going to VOR, but they don't know that. Well, yeah, that's why I said it back on VOR. That's right. Diamond still hadn't moved enough to talk about. We're at 10 miles out. I expect any time now. We're not bad on line. The bar's close to the center. We overshot a little, but this time it's less than a half a bar. And it's still coming back toward it already, so it's not going to get off much now. 10.1 miles out. Airport's 5 degrees to my left in front of me. Roughly, that's what the nav 2 green needle tells me. And waiting on the diamonds to slide. They will move when it. Before I get there, they will come down. 8 miles, they really should be moving. I would think. That's the DME though. The VOR is not the ILS. It may be a little different on. I could go to Mountain Tail, but I'm not going to do that now at this point. I should have wrote it down as I was doing how far I thought they were apart. We're a little further off on the direction, even though the plane is slowly working that way. Doing it so easy and so slow that it's still letting the bar slip. Still only a half a bar about it though. Not bad. Bar's about a half out of line, that's all. On the nav 1. Waiting on glide slope. Because if I stayed faster, I got there quicker, but then when it does take over, unless you got your speed already located, it don't want to work right. It wants to overreact or underreact, whichever depends on the speed ability. Get this done where I can get started. Go up and see her a few minutes. Alright, the diamonds are moving. This time I do see them. On the needle, on the left-hand side, the gold needle, the 2 yellow diamonds, one each side of the center, is now off the top line, started down. They are definitely moving. I can set the approach now, and that's what I'm doing. The approach light is on. Next thing is it'll turn its on altitude light out at center line on the diamonds get center line, they'll turn the altitude light out. At that point, we will be on glide slope. Got this little experimental plane. Let's take it right along. I know it's not supposed to do what I'm doing either, but it will. With a little extra mechanical engineering in it, it'd fly itself. Only trouble in real life, it probably couldn't carry the equipment it would take to do it. It'd be too heavy. Alright, the diamonds are coming up on the halfway mark. At the halfway mark, the altitude light will go out. At that point, we become glide slope bound on approach. We're on a long extended approach right now. Diamonds are almost to the center. Altitude light is out, just a little bit quicker than I expected. We're on glide slope, nose come down. Losing altitude now intentionally. We've lost 100 feet right now. Glide diamonds are coming down towards center better. The localizer is gliding itself dead center now. Put this thing on the ground. I forget what size this airport is. Decent, I think. Little regions. Airport is Bowlind, Greem, Warren County Regional. KBWG. That's where it'll be sitting when I get it down. I'll park it off to one side or next to the buildings one. Whatever they got. I don't know what they got on this airport. Go look and see. I've not been here and looked at it. I flew up here not having any idea what would be here when I got here. I'll get just as surprised as everybody else will. I don't have any extra scenery, so in this area, very little scenery in my machine. But I don't have troubles on kind of having too much scenery, and that's the main thing. I'd rather not have all that scenery as to have so much trouble the machine won't run. I mean, the machine will handle what I give it. The simulator may not. You can overload the simulator by putting too much in it. It is, I don't have a clock. Or do I? Yeah, I do. In the game, it's 7:30. Coming up on 7:30. 7:29, 28:29. Prepare for the landing. We're 2.3 miles out. We're on approach to the ILS. We're on line both ways, looking good. The parallel needle is lined and squared. The diamonds are dead on center. That's where you want to be. 2.6 miles out, looking good. I don't know how well it's lined up on the runway. It being hidden the way I can't see. Even if it wasn't, I probably couldn't see. See if we can look around in a minute. No, I just can't see. Can't see by here. It's a man in front of me that wants to the way. The passenger. All right, we're 1.8 miles out. Altitude is now that's hundreds. That's 1,800 feet. probably about right too. Sounds too high though. Yeah, it is too high. This is, well, I'm looking at the BOR over here, and the runway and the BOR are two different things. Up on past the BOR before I get there, look like, which means the altitude may still be what I said. I believe it is 1,400 feet. Altitude 1,400 feet coming down. That's 1,300 right there. Finally figured that out. I was trying to set my distance and altitude together and it wasn't coming together, but it's because the BOR is not the runway. It is between here and the runway. I'm passing it right now on the right hand side. I just passed the BOR 0.2 miles to my right. It's behind me now. So it's how far it is away from the runway is how far that reads when I get there. Get ready to turn the autopilot off, but I'm not quite ready yet. The airport is 500 something feet above sea level, so right now 1,000, I'm 400 feet above the ground, 400 to 500, a little under 400 from the ground. See if I can get this thing on the ground. I'm gonna look outside just a second. There's the runway, looks good, don't it? Okay. Well, I need to land from there. Be turning it off here in just a minute. Since I can't see the runway, I don't want to turn it off too quick. Watching the scenery. I see the airport approaching. Autopilot off. See if I can set her down now. All right, that looks like me. That's going to be pretty good right there. I don't think she bounced. This thing looks all right. Let's see if we can find a place to park this thing. Tie it down for 24 hours or so. Got too much to do to sit here and play on this. A little cobblestone driveway there. One of them metal weather band, not weather band, but directional, whatever they call it. Anyway, we're going to get over here next to these buildings and park this thing. Let's get out here and see what these are out here. Never seen one laid out exactly like that before. I think they got a mistake here in the scenery. Like to me, they got a little mistake in the scenery here. I'm gonna park it right here. I'll see the guy, other guy in the simulator. I'm gonna put it right there. Cut this off. That go into the 2D. And we're going to turn off our avionics and stuff. We're going to turn the mixture off, shut the fuel down, shut that off, and shut the power off. And that's it, she's down. Now we're going to go outside the plane. And get our little equipment out of this little room. And get ready to close everything up. Let's see if we can't put the chocks back on the wheels. Put the tie downs back on the wings. cover the cockpit up. Alright, that's got everything there done. I don't think I took everybody out. Anyway, there we go right there. Everything looks fine. Let's close the baggage car back up. And we're ready to call it good. That's going to be it for today. I've got things to do. This be old town dog be gone bye-bye, and I'll catch y'all later. I'll put this up on YouTube and see what we can do with it. Catch you later. I'm gone.